Hi Judes and Judettes, welcome back to another video. So I want to start with this video by saying thank you to all the people who gave me ideas for videos on my Instagram, which is in the description. That really helped me out. I have so many more ideas now. Thank you. Speaking of which, this video was requested by you guys, and I thought it was a good video to do since my last video was how to stay motivated. So as you can see by the title of the video, I'm going to be giving you guys some tips on how to plan a productive week. Just a disclaimer, this doesn't always work for me because I'm a human being and sometimes I just don't want to do my work, and you know, nothing's gonna get me out of that when I'm in it. So this isn't a fail-proof method to make sure everything gets done. Like, you're gonna have to put in a little bit of effort into it if you want to get your work done, but it does help a bit and it helps me, so it'll probably help you too. Anyway, I've been waffling on long enough, let's just get into it. So the first thing to do when planning out your work is figure out what your work style is. Do you work better in the day, in the mornings? Do you work better at night? What kind of structure do you work with? Do you need to take a lot of breaks? Do you need to take few breaks but big ones? Figure out what these things are, and that will really help you to plan out your work. For me, I don't really have a specific time of day that I'm most productive. The morning I'm pretty productive because I feel like I'm awake before everyone and it's quiet in the house and I can get on with my work. But also at night I don't have like the groggy sleepiness and I can concentrate a bit more. So they're both kind of equally fine for me. And I prefer to have frequent and small breaks, usually when I finish a task rather than at set time. The second thing is be realistic with what you can do. Obviously it comes with time, understanding how much you think you'll be able to fit into an hour, but once you get the hang of that, that will really help you in planning out your time, because I'm usually overly generous with my time and I'll give myself an hour to do something that's half an hour long, but I'm understanding a bit more how long it actually takes me to do things. And once you like do a specific task once, you'll know how long that task is gonna take you in the future. Sorry if I'm going through these really quickly, I just don't have a lot to say about them. They're pretty straightforward. So the first thing you want to do when you go to plan out what you're doing for the week is make a huge list of every single thing you'll need to do. I'll show you the list I made for the Christmas holidays. So I use OneNote for like all of my stuff, but it's really good. I really like this. I can draw, I can put text wherever I want it to be. It's just amazing. I can put so much stuff on this, it's incredible. Anyway, so this was the list I made for everything I needed to do in the Christmas holidays. And I color coded them by what week I was going to do it. So the darkest color was the week before Christmas, and then the slightly lighter one was the week of Christmas, and then this really light stuff was the week of New Year's. But yeah, I just did a complete splurge of everything I knew I had to do. Nothing was organized properly on this. It was just anything and everything I could think of. So once you have your entire list of everything you need to do, the next thing is to put them in some sort of order from highest priority to lowest priority. Then you take all the things that are highest priority and you spread them out through your first part of the week. So I wouldn't suggest doing all your highest priority stuff all on the Monday or the Sunday whenever you start your week. But I would suggest getting them done in the first half, because otherwise it's sort of a distraction if you know that by the end of the week you're still going to have really important things to do. So if I was doing my work from Monday to Friday, I would put all my high priority stuff from Monday to Wednesday and spread them out. I wouldn't clump them together. That leads into my next tip, which is mix high and low concentration tasks. Something that makes me enjoy doing work is when I have something that I don't really need to pay too much attention to and I can listen to music or have something playing in the background. So when I plan out my work, I'll put my high priority stuff, things that require a lot of concentration, spread out through the day, and then fill in all the gaps with things I don't really need to pay attention to as much. A quick example I have is here. I set myself from 2 to 3 a translation, which is part of my French homework. Then I write up everything that I did in my English lesson because I don't take notes during the lesson. Then I plan to do a poem, which was listening to a podcast and making notes on it. So the translation requires a bit of concentration. I don't really put anything on to distract me whilst I'm doing a translation. But when I do my English, I really don't have to pay attention at all. I just go onto Google Classroom, get out the whiteboard and the notes from the lesson and just make my notes from that. And then the poem, obviously I'm listening to something, so I have to pay attention to that. But if I did the poem and the translation back to back, I'd probably burn out and it just wouldn't be as effective. Something that I have learnt to do as I have planned out many weeks of work is make sure I leave gaps later on in the week, so that if there is anything I don't get around to doing in the first few days for whatever reason, I have like a contingency space for it where I can just move it later on and do it then. Even if you're planning out your day, it's always better to have some spare time in the afternoon or evening that you can have as a precaution for if you don't get some of your work done. Again, I'll show you another example. So this was the week before Christmas, and you can see that here's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It was pretty full all 3 days, and then as I got later on in the week, you can see on Thursday and Friday I had a lot more gaps, and that was for me to fill in if I didn't do any of these things. I did though, which is very surprising. I didn't need to use any of these, so I just chilled out, which is really nice. And then if I go here, which was my Christmas holiday weeks, you can see here, if we take the weekends for example, I had 5 hours and then 3.5 hours of work. And then on the last weekend, I had 3 and 3 hours. So I had some time if I didn't finish anything throughout the 2 weeks. A big thing I like to have when I plan out my work is rewards or incentives or something. So I'll say to myself, if I get this much work done, I will watch this show or this movie, or I will have this treat or something. And it really, saying this out loud really reminds me of when they were like teaching us how to revise for GCSEs. Doesn't sound very groundbreaking, like yeah, have a break and okay, ugh. Like I don't want to listen to the teachers, I know what I'm doing. But it actually does really help. And it's not just, oh, I have a biscuit if I do my work. It can be, oh, if I do all of this work this week, then on the weekend I'll do this really fun thing. Or it can be literally anything. It doesn't have to be a biscuit. That's all they ever told me in year 11 was give yourself a biscuit and a cup of tea if you do your work. Like, I'm gonna have biscuits regardless, and I don't like tea. Sorry, I got a bit aggressive just then, but I just had horrible flashbacks to GCSE revision. My last tip is make a routine out of planning your week, or just planning to do work in general. Usually every Sunday or every Friday, I will plan out my following week of when I need to do things. I do already have a timetable sort of when I need to do specific tasks that I have every single week. So if I show you this is my week for like my college term week. And so I have my lessons. And then I have like, now I just fill it in with like extra things. So this is usually what I need to do, and I would usually do this stuff at home if I was going to college, but I'm at home all day, so I just fill it in like these gaps. You can see on a Monday I film my video in the morning, which is what I'm doing right now. It's 10:30, you can't really see, but yeah, so this is like a set timetable that I'll have every single week. And then if there are additional things that I wouldn't usually have, I've got an extra essay or I've got an extra something, then I will plan out, I will go over my timetable for the week and go and add in like wherever I need to extra things. So now I've sort of got into the habit of having a plan every week, and that also stops me from getting distracted about worrying like, am I going to get everything done by the end of the week? I don't know if I'm going to have time for this or this or this, because everything was already sorted out, and you know that come Friday or come Sunday everything is going to be done because you gave it all a set time to do it in. I don't know if what I just said made sense, but I also like need to go and have something to eat before my lesson. So I'm going to end this video here. I know it's quite short, but I hope it was still useful to some degree. I absolutely love planning things out, planning and organising. My favourite things to do. I wish there was a job that I could do that in. I guess there are jobs. Maybe Maybe I've got a future career path ahead of me, guys. Anyway, I need to stop talking because I'm just rambling now. But I hope you guys found this useful. Let me know if it works. You can DM me, you can email me. My website is in the description where you can find my email. My Instagram, Pinterest, TikTok, all in the description. Go and watch my last videos or something, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Mwah.